Denise with Wondubar Crafts. Today I'm going to do the flip through of the Summertime Beekeeper's journal. As you can see, there's a beautiful blue box that this journal comes in. Okay, the box, the decorative box is a 10 by 8 by 5.5. So it's 10 inches wide by 8.5 or 8 inches or 10 inches long, 8 wide, and 5.5 tall. Okay, it's got a nice little, it's beautifully decorated all the way around, as you can see. Okay. And there's a nice Velcro opening. And the inside is a purple and blue polka dot. And inside we have our pen holder, journal, and a zipper pouch. So let me move the box over a little bit here, so we can go through some of this stuff. Okay, let me set that aside. Here is the journal, and the journal measures 5 3/4 wide by 8.5 tall with an 1 1/8 spine. And I hand appliqued the honey jar and the lid and all the honeycomb flowers. And you can see there are strawberries with the strawberry blossoms out down the spine, and some strawberries on the back. I found an old vintage doily that the way that it was, it almost looks like the, oh, what do you call that? I know what it is. It's right on the tip of my tongue. But anyway, it's like you put it up against your roses, and the roses, you know, vine up on it. So I thought that's what it reminded me of. And then an old vintage doily that had a rose in the center, and I cut it out and sewn it on here. And then, of course, the lace around the bottom and top of the journal. And I just frayed some, I knotted it off and frayed it a little bit to give it a little raggedy edge. There are 3 charms on the front. Okay, hopefully you can see them, with a little heart. This one's a little disc, and this one says Bees Lives Matter, or Bee Lives Matter. I thought that was so cute. And then a little bee. The closure is a sari silk. And how I designed this was that when it sits on a shelf, either this way or when you pull it out and look at it, people would look at it and say, wow, that's kind of a little different, because the center signature, the cover page for it, sits out as long as the book cover does itself. So it's not recessed like the pages are. And I wanted it to be that way. I wanted something a little bit different than what you normally see. Alright, this journal has 3 signatures. The first and the third have 11 pages, and signature pages, and the second, the center signature has 9. So that makes it a total of 124 pages. Okay, and then I lined the inside with this beautiful background paper from Seneca Pond Crafts. And I will leave the link to this digital kit down below. Your first signature, I just put a little tuck in here, and there's a bunch of little tags, journaling tags that you can use. I thought that was a good place to store them until you figure out where you want to put them. But there's like a little jelly jar, or mason jar, a couple mason jars with strawberries and a strawberry pie. And some journaling cards that came with the kit. Okay, another little mason jar with, put a little ribbon on the top, a couple little cards, and then a little envelope, and inside I tucked a piece of paper in here that you can journal on. Okay, come back and put those back in. And there, the signature is got decorative stitching and then a little fabric tab on there. Some tea stain paper and some dictionary and some avocado composition notebook paper, avocado dyed, with a little envelope. I just clipped on top, and it does have a little journaling piece of paper in there so that you can journal something in there. Alright, and this page does have some lace on it, and then it just opens up. Actually, I think I had it this way. And this comes from an old school book. It talks about how to address your envelopes. And a little tuck spot with some German music paper. It's vintage, with just some handmade tags. I believe I received into some Happy Mail, so I threw them in here. A little coffee stain doily, some lined paper, just for some journaling spots, and I did. Most of the pages are a good portion of them have some decorative stitching around them. This one I just put a little bit of ribbon. This one is an advertisement that I got from my good friend Amy at the Crafty Cat. Thank you, Amy. And it has strawberry on it. Some coffee dyed notebook paper. And then I put a little belly band in here, and this is some coffee stained paper. And if you smell it, you'll smell it. It smells like vanilla. I got that idea from my good friend Cindy Hopwood. Hi, Cindy. Thank you. And then the center signature is a Edith Holden. And then I just tied it off. I used wax. I did a 3-hole stitch this time because I used the wax thread, which I thought was fitting considering it's a bee journal, Beekeeper journal. So, and then I just tied it off with a little dimensional butterfly and bee. And then on this side has a decorative paper clip here, and inside the little tuck spot. And then here is another little envelope that came in the kit with a little card inside, if I can get it out. And you can journal on its back with some coffee stain paper. Sorry, my Uber, she's whining about something, I don't know. The other one's probably got something and she's jealous. And then I just put this on top so that the little tab stuck out. And then here's the back side of the first signature here. And there's a little tuck spot up here. Oh my goodness, she just sounds so sad, doesn't she? A little tuck spot down here with a little journaling card. And then I just decorated it with some scraps that I had left from the fabric on the cover and the zipper pouch. Dictionary, tea stained, and that's the end of that signature. And then on the back here, another tuck spot with a library card, another mason jar, some more, a seed packet, mason jar, and just some more tags that you can use to journal on. And then the center signature, what I did with this one is I made a cover for it to house the whole center signature because it was a little bit smaller, but I wanted it to stand out as a center. So what I did was I put some crocheted trim with some pearls on it, and then just made a little tuck spot there. And then this is where I put the envelope, the decorative envelope that has the little mini journal in here. It has a strawberry charm. It has a couple little tags in the back and the front and back. And then you can just, I left it blank so you could journal in it. Just put some avocado dyed graph paper in there. Okay. And I just set that in there. Okay. There we go. And then this has a side tuck here, and I just put a little journaling paper, lined paper. And then I left this blank. It is the little book that came in the kit that you could put together for beekeeping. In here, I thought it was pretty. All I did was took and did some decorative stitches around it. I figured I'd leave that. Any additional decorating you wanted to do, or if you wanted to just leave it for journaling in the center, you could do that. And then I lined the inside with some coffee stained paper. And I put two little charms on here. One is a bee. I left the strings long so I could tie them off. You could make them shorter if you want. One is a bee, and the other one is just a little one that says "Made with Love" on it. Alright. I really enjoyed this. Although I had to stop, unfortunately, halfway through the process, I love this kit. I love all the bees in it. And then here's the back side of the signature, and another piece of lined journaling paper. And then I did stamp the inside of these with, there's a little honeybee, or not a honeybee, but a queen bee in there on both sides. And then on the back, I made a 3-spot or 2-spot tuck. So this has some envelopes that you can journal on. You can open them up in there. And then another little journaling card, and that little mailing card that I backed with avocado dyed index card in here. And the last signature, same thing, has some journaling cards with a little envelope, a little piece of paper that you can journal on. So plenty of tags. I stored them here, that way you could put them wherever you wanted. Okay, also decorated it with a little tab, and it has decorative stitching, coffee stained paper, and I found dictionary paper that had the bees in there, and avocado dyed paper. That is the handwriting style paper. Another piece of that vintage school book, and then just it's an old book cover, just a little journaling card in here, and a little tag that Crafty Cat had made for me. I thought it looked cute in here. Some matching fabric from the front cover. And this is a piece of handwriting paper, I believe, that's just been coffee dyed. And then some of that German music paper, and I just did the top on there. And some graph paper that came with the kit. Another portion of that magazine ad has strawberries in it. And another little tuck with another little index card that you could journal on. And just a piece of lined avocado paper. It says, "Energy and persistence conquer all things." Benjamin Franklin. So, and then here is the center signature. It is Janet Marsh. And I left it blank. I didn't want to do too much decorating because with all this open space, I thought it would be a perfect place to journal. And all I did was tie it off and put some little flowers in there. And then another little belly band with a piece of avocado dyed paper. Coffee stained lined paper. The other half of that. And a little tuck spot with a little, just a little card with butterfly and a little, that you could write a note on. Sorry about that. A little upper tuck with tag. And another little decorative paper clip with another envelope, and it does have a piece of paper in there for you to journal on. I can get it back in here. There we go. And then another little tuck spot with postcard. And then the back also has some more tags back here. And once again lined with that beautiful background paper. Okay, so that's the journal. And then, if you watched any of the videos, you'll see how I made this. This is the little pen holder. It's a decorative pen, and I think it's a Lady Jane pen. It has little bluebirds on it, some flowers. Okay, and then a little charm that says, "Save the Bees." And that will come in there. And then a zipper pouch. I made this one a little bit bigger, and the reason is because the box is bigger on this journal, and the journal itself is also bigger. So I thought even if you used up all the tags, it would be a great place to just store some other things that you wanted to, you know, whatever you like. I put a little strawberry charm on there. And the zipper pouch is 9 1/4 by 7 1/2. Okay, and then I filled it with, and as you can see, it is lined. It has that strawberry paper, or strawberry fabric inside there. And there are tons of additional journaling cards, seed packet cards, more library cards, some more tags, some larger mason jars, and some bingo cards, and some mini journals. So there are plenty of tags and journaling cards that you can fill this journal with. And this whole thing comes together, and I am offering free shipping on my Etsy, obviously. This will have free shipping. So it will come in quite a big box. And as soon as I get this video up, the listing on Etsy will be up, and I will leave a link below. I'm also going to leave a link up here to all the process videos of how I put this together in case you haven't had a chance to see how it was constructed. So check it out if you haven't. If you like my videos, please like and subscribe. And we'll be back with another project shortly. Thanks everyone. Hugs, loves, and plenty of blessings. Bye-bye.